How does one go from being a princess to a slave? Welcome to The Origins, where we go over the origins of your favorite superheroes and villains. Today, we're going to tell the story of Starfire, also known as Cori. This princess's story starts on the world of Tamrian, where she was a princess named Coraline. She had hopes and dreams for her own future, one where her sister would rule and she would be the most loyal of subjects. But dreams are for children, because in reality, their world was attacked and much destruction followed. The Citadel arrived and it demanded that Tamrian bow before them, and Cora screamed, "Never!" But her sister told her to stand down, so that they may live to fight another day. The Citadel brought them all into slavery, and then strapped Cora down to the experimentation tables where they wanted to check the genetic potential of her race. That would come back to haunt them much later though. In the meantime, while they were waiting to see if their experiments would come to fruition, they placed a figurehead in charge of the planet, and that was Cora's sister Calm. They then forced her to banish her own sister from the planet to ensure that there wouldn't be anyone else in the royal line that could challenge her rule. Calm wouldn't dare challenge the Citadel without her sister, and the people knew this. Any normal princess would have probably given up at that point, let the knights in the slave pens take her. But Cora, she had her hatred for her sister to keep her safe and warm. The other slaves kept away from her, giving her no one to turn to. But this just fueled her hatred and her resolve on this matter, until one day, that hatred grew so great that she couldn't contain it anymore. One of the members of the Citadel knelt down to apologize to her and tell her how sorry he was that she was in this situation. And she returned his kindness with an energy blast from her hands. She doesn't know if it came from the experiments or something in her family line that the hatred brought out, but she was beat that day for burning one of their men. She went back to being a slave, till eventually she found herself being transported on the slave ship, the SS Starfire. It is here that she became friends with many other slaves, and eventually, one day while on a labor planet, she throws caution to the wind, and she decides to embrace her inner powers, and she flies. She flies away from the labor planet, and off into space, with a smile on her face as she's finally able to get away from this. She's officially free of her slavery, but she knows that there are many still captive by the Citadel. So she smuggles weapons on board the slaver ship, and then she sneaks back on board where she murders all of the slavers, setting the slaves themselves free. And now, she controls the ship. She has her friends, and eventually, she wants to return home to liberate her people from her sister. The galaxy comes to know her as the warrior princess, Starfire. Now, Starfire went through a few things after this. She did end up on Earth, where she joined up with the original Teen Titans and had a romantic relationship with Dick Grayson. Now, due to the New 52, we're not 100% certain as to what happened with that, but eventually that disbanded and she had a memory lapse in which she forgot all about it. Then she met up with Jason Todd and Arsenal, and they became Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now, she's living in Miami. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of her New 52 origin. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you want the original back? Also, follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian, and check out these other videos on screen. You just might like them.